Welcome to No Shame, episode 112. And here we are today with a man I've been trying to get on for a while now. Yeah, turns out he contacted me then. I was like, one sound fucker, I tell you, is Michael Conlan.
Good man, Paddy.
Yeah, I love the gear, man.
Yep, box row. This is my redemption gear. Obviously, last fit I fought the guy who screwed me over in the Olympics. So
yes,
it was time to bring out the merchandise.
Oh, absolute cracker. And do you know what I like about that as well? It's a sewn on thing there, so you don't have this like cheap.
It's not print. It's not print.
Did you get to make loads of decisions on it as well?
The whole thing, the whole design. You know, I made sure the eye was here and everything. This was the eye, so
you can tell what you know.
Apparently, it's my finger, but I don't really know. It doesn't really look like it. So we got the bandage on it.
I want proof. As you said, we'll get to that fight that you're at as well. So, awesome to have you. Really good to have you.
Pleasure.
I have to say, when you guys were going to the Olympics, I was talking to you before this. When Bernard Dunn was fighting, we were flogging that. Yeah, we loved the idea of the Irish invasion happening in boxing as well.
100%.
And we were saying, do you know what? We're going to do it in MMA.
Yep.
You grew up in Beachmont, yeah? So, close to the Falls Park, obviously, we'll get to that.
Close to the Falls Park, between Beachmont and the Falls Road, so just connected to both. I was in Cavendish Street, which is connected to Beachmont and the Falls Road, and you know, it was a great area to grow up in when I was younger. You know, I was a great community feel. Everybody around was kind of looked after each other, helped each other, and my father being one, you know, he's always a great person in the community, and now he's actually one of the coaches in the Irish team. So,
class.
Like it's fantastic. It was a great area. I had a great childhood. Obviously, like everywhere, I could have fell down the wrong path, and a lot of people I grew up with are either, you know, maybe drug addicts or involved in some sort of crime. So you know yourself, when as you're growing as a person, as stuff, you have to kind of grow out of that, and you know, thankfully sport done that for me.
If you're in a situation, go back to like the streets of what you're talking about there, there's a lot of pain in Belfast, and that's something like I've spent a lot of time there myself, so and I know is exactly what you said straight away about the community. That's what I loved about Belfast as a kid. I used to love going up there, like, because in Dublin at the time, now Dublin was great, and I love where I grew up, but it was a little bit rough sometimes. Sometimes you have to come out with a chip on the shoulder and just box the head off you. You know what I mean? Where in Belfast, that didn't really happen as much because
maybe because of the troubles, and how community orientated you had to be. You know, when the Brits come in, the rattles of the bin lids and stuff, and that kind of went through my childhood. It was still there, but I think it's kind of started to go away, obviously, because everything is gone. But yeah, Belfast was a great community. My dad's actually from Drimnagh.
Oh, really?
My dad's born and bred in Drimnagh and lived in Dublin until he was about 18. Then met my mum, moved to Belfast. He moved to Belfast when the troubles were happening, when everybody was moving out of Belfast. He moved into Belfast.
So we was going on holidays to Belfast. People would be going, we're going on holidays, and they'd be going, where are you going? Belfast. And he'd be like, that's not a holiday, son.
You should have been Baghdad.
Like,
you know what I mean?
They have pasties on all up there, they do. You know what I mean?
Real pasties.
I know. Like, stop, man. And they have gravy in the chippers. People would be like,
but you have space burgers and stuff down here, like.
I wouldn't eat spice burger.
No, I do. I think they're great.
When you say this to people up the north, they'll be saying like, so like, you have pasties. Oh God, I haven't had a pasty in years. I'm like, mate, every time we pass through Belfast, I stop and get a gravy supper. You know, and I get it in the same supper. Shop. I go up there, right, China. It's the same spot. Amazing. The lad actually still owns the row of shops, and it was brilliant. Last time I was up there, I was bouncing around. He used to get me haircut in Joe Gatz was his name.
Okay.
Joe Gat. Right, he used to have lizards and all in his show. You know, what are you doing? Go around to Joe Gatz. You say to someone down here, what's his name? Joe Gat.
You've got the Belfast accent down there and just said it there. Like,
yeah, that's the way it would be. You know what I mean? So people in your community, obviously, there's a lot of pain in there, and to me as well, training came at a later time in my life. The training came at a young time in your life.
It did. I started boxing when I was 7 years of age.
Jesus.
So, including professional fights, I've had around 250, 260 something. So I just followed my brother. I wasn't like my dad was always from a young age. He always has watching boxing, loved boxing. Wasn't the coaching him at the time. And then my two older brothers, they were starting to fight and stuff in the streets. And my dad says, you need to go to boxing, you need to learn how to fight proper.
Yeah.
So they went to the boxing gym. My dad was going along. I just wanted to be like them. I didn't give a fuck about boxing. I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to be like every young kid. I just wanted to be like my older brother. I really looked up, still do, actually my manager now, it's mental. But I always wanted to be him, and just followed him into the sport. And if he had quit boxing in his teens, I probably would have quit. But fell in love with it, get in, and I was good right away, you know. Like, whereas my two brothers, they came in a bit later, and my older brother Jamie, who's my manager, he had a stay which was just, I'm going to go to war, whether or not it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing. I'm going to war. I'm going to go and stand toe to toe. Whereas I came into the sport, and obviously when I was growing up, I was watching the likes of Princeton Seam and stuff. So I was just that cocky kid, like coming in. My big brother's there, so I'm going to do it. And I was coming in cocky, doing all that there. Princeton Seam. I remember when I was a young kid, he was who I looked up to. Everybody in my house hated him because he was just that arrogant kind of guy, and they hated him. They wanted to see him humbled, and I loved that kind of different thing, you know. And it was different coming in the magic carpet and all this. Michael Jackson Thriller and all this.
He was entertained.
It was that's what it was. It was entertainment. Sucked me in. So I remember, like, from a young kid, I was always like in the ring and all. I was like laughing at people and like sticking my tongue out and all. And I was good from a young age. From the first boy won everything you could win, won the All Irelands and all out there. Kind of knew I was good. Around that age, it's 10, 11. Next year, I thought I was better than what I was. Got the Ireland final, lost in the Ireland final. I was only lost once that year. Then still thought I was unbelievable, unbeatable. Started to fall into the wrong circles, taking drugs, drinking. From that age, I mean, like, I was taking drugs from around 12 to about 16, 17. Even while I was still boxing, and I hid it off my family. And then I was going away to the Commonwealth Youth Games, and I was told I'd make me drug tested. So I was like, fuck, I can't do this shit no more.
Pulling a hammer.
But that's what I mean. I could have fell down the wrong route. I had a great family. My father, he ended up being a coach. He was my coach, my boss, because he was a floor tailor, and I was a floor tailor with him. Basically, he stood there and just asked a woman for a cup of tea all the time and cleaned up after him. And then my older brother Jamie, I was always scared of him, so that's why I hid everything. They always supported me, always told me I was amazing, and that was very important.
I can imagine your dad watching you and your brother fighting out the window going, bollocks, none of my kids are swinging shots like that. It's at the start, isn't it?
It's crazy. Like, the fights in the house were probably more entertaining than some of the fights in the street. Like.
I can only imagine. The little moment you're talking about where people can get swept away, because I think it is important, and I think you're doing it really, really well now, is using your platform to start learning the lessons that you learn from fighting. I think you learn the lessons you learn from fighting. I don't think you would ever learn anywhere else, because you're being put into a burning building in a way. You're going somewhere that not a lot of people will go, and the idea of standing there at the door, the build up to it. I don't think humans are made to know that battle is coming. So it's like, you get people saying like, fucking hey, knock your slabbering mate in or and they'll fight and they'll go. Especially when you start fight. So say when you start boxing, everyone wants to fight you. Who does he think he is? You know what I mean?
I was small.
You know what I mean? And that's what they do when they start. They want to fight you. When I used to come up from Dublin, they used to want to fight me just because I was from Dublin. But I loved it. I got this secret turn on from fighting. Like, bring it on, mate. I love it. Winning or losing, I'm in for the both. And I enjoyed it. But it's very simple for you not to get that little addiction to it. Now, it's rare when you were saying there, I think that I was good from the start. I was confident from the start. What would you say to somebody out there now that a young lad, and they're looking in, say maybe on MMA or maybe on boxing or a different sport altogether, because most people, 90% of the people get hit with doubt, bang, and then it happens. You know what I mean? I think that's a rare thing when you said there.
Well, I'm honest, even though I was good from the start, I don't think I really got my break on like the international scene as a boxer until like 16, where I went to the Commonwealth Youth Games, and I lost in the quarterfinals. Then I came back, I won the Irish elites, the Ulster elites, lost in the Irish again, so that was lost number 6 or something, or number 5 maybe even. And even when I got on to the Irish team, for the first year, I won. The first year, I kind of just exploded onto the international scene, because it was the first kind of no one had seen me on the international scene. We're on the international scene.
That would have been the point that the high performance unit and all was coming up.
So it's 2011. Right. I got onto the senior team, and I won the first multi-nations. I won it with ease, and it was like brilliant. And they sent me the easier one. So I kind of know as now, looking back, and it was the right thing to do. They sent me to the kind of easy. It was still tough, but it was easier than the one they were going to. So they sent me that. I won that. Went to the next one in Germany. I won that with the normal team, and then they says we need to have box offs for the Olympic qualifiers, and I was like, I'm senior champion, why do I need the box off? And my dad says, all the senior champions going, not entering because I'm going. My dad says, no, you have to enter. You have to prove yourself against the rest of the seasons as well. So there was ones I didn't beat, and I went and beat them in that championship. Went to the Europeans, fighting the number 1 seed from England, and he was writing in the boxing news and all saying, new kid, because we're in training camp there, he was like, new kid Conlan for Ireland. Nothing I haven't seen before, won't be a problem. It wasn't like we were meant to fight each other, but he was saying about, because we were going to the championships, draw happens, he's number 1 seed, I could draw it against him first fight.
Did you see this before this happened?
No, I didn't. I didn't care who was going to fight. I was like, I'll fight him. I was young, ready to go.
Yeah.
Draw it against him first fight when it bothered him. I was disgusted.
Beautiful.
Disgusted. And then that was when it exploded, and went and qualified for Olympics that year, and then I still hadn't hit the medals yet. I mean, that was quarterfinals of the Europeans, so I got beaten in the quarterfinals by someone who had beat before. Then I went to the Worlds and I was beaten in the quarterfinals again.
Bastard.
And then the first major medal was the Olympic medal, and that changed my whole life.
That does turn it around in the way of fame and attention and all that other stuff.
Celebrity overnight. Came back here to Dublin and I'll be honest, I'm more well known in the south of Ireland than I am in the north.
We love fighters. Yeah.
Belfast is different. Belfast is diverse, and that's the reason.
The thing about Belfast, and this is what I want to ask you as well before we move on to obviously all of the stuff that you did, all of the amazing stuff that you've done in your career. Belfast growing up, did boxing break that divide for you, or could you still see it? Because you have guys so obviously you have Carl Frampton, and then when you go back before, you have Barry McGuigan, and you have these stories of I don't know, Romeo and Juliet, Montecule and Capulet, is that what it is? When they're not supposed to be together, and to me maybe that's what the attraction is. Where
well, boxing for me, there's not sectarian bone in my body because of boxing. You know what I mean? Everybody who I have kind of grew up with, friends and stuff in Belfast, half of my presence, half the Catholic, and I'm still meeting them today. Carl, Big Stephen Ward, Mark McCulloch. There's nothing bad about that. Boxing kind of took that away, but at the same time, when I was growing up, at the weekends, we were going up and starting rats, what you were to say. You know what I mean? That was the thing. I was happy enough, no problem. I don't have anything against it. I'm just doing it because everybody else is doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the thing. That's what I was doing. And when you look at it now, you go, it's stupid, but you're a kid.
You're a kid.
Do you ever regret it? No. It was some of the funniest and best things in my life when it was all was happening.
Until your balls deep in a riot, you don't know what you're missing. You know what I mean? Fucking dig it, get that comb with the camera. Anybody coming in? Mental, isn't it?
It's mental.
But when you look back at that as a kid, in Dublin, we were throwing stones and causing riots with other roads. Yeah. We don't know whether it's just in our blood to be right, who's not one of us? You know?
It's see anytime we're doing ever something throwing things and all, I'd be some of the lads that I've been trained with in England, I see them throw, I'm fucking these can't throw. It was even actually in my coach's house, Adam Booth, and he was throwing a baseball at the back, him and our fighter Josh Kelly, and they were throwing hard. I said, get that there, I've thrown all my life.
Through the fence.
I'm an expert at this shit. So,
that's brilliant. Give me that stuff back in the bollocks. Yeah, no, we get you. The difference between, as I said, obviously you've Catholics and you have Protestants in the north, and then you have the Unionists and Nationalists, and it's so much better now. The way it is now, I done a cross-borders communications where I got to live in Belfast for 8 weeks with 8 Protestants, 8 Catholics and 8 people from the south, and we all qualified in leisure industry management. So the idea was that we're doing our qualifications, but we're doing it in a diverse amount of people, right? And then what happens is we get sent off to Canada. So we live together, we're in a whole different place. Now what I realised about that was there's wankers on all sides.
Everybody's the same.
We were literally Irish people or whatever people. Now, obviously, the 8 lads that were from the Protestant side, they hated. But when we were away, we were all Irish. We all went to Irish bars. There was no difference between it. And when we all sat down when this was all over, this really opened my eyes, because a lot of the stuff that would have been I would have thought about, say, Unionists or Protestants would have been not true in a way. So it kind of gets built up. I think now what we need to do is we need a lot more dialogue between both communities, and I think you're doing a great job with it now, because for somebody to be able to be admired, Carl Frampton does a great job on it as well. I admire it because I can see that it's us that maybe, I said this was it last week or the week before on the podcast, that maybe the country was waiting for us to grow up. Alright, so in 1916 it happened, and obviously there's a civil war, and that goes on for a long time. Then you have the Catholic Church coming in, and then that's a whole other situation. And then the 80s hit, and it's settled. The dust has settled. Alright, all of the people that have been through the trouble and stuff like that are kind of a little bit worn down and broken, and we are the kids of them people.
Yeah. So
we got to live through, say, the housing estate that you lived in. You got to live through doing drugs from 12 till 16. Like, there's housing estates that they hear that be like, wow, are you mad? And it's like, I know that that's normal. You know it's normal. So we're coming from a situation where when we're trying to lead from the front then, with a little bit of understanding, a little bit of respect that you gain from putting her on the line and from doing what you're doing, which like it's not easy to put many years in, fight many fights for the chance to make it, and then to be able to do something with your name. That's the
main thing. That's the real. You're not putting this earth to harm people or even like make millions. You're putting the earth to make it a better place.
Absolutely.
And make people better, not just yourself. You gotta make others better.
Isn't it mad that
you gotta do it yourself, yes, but others and around you, especially in your position like myself and yourself, who've achieved what we've achieved in the sporting kind of arena, where people look up to you. But you're from the same area, and you're in, and people go, but you're different. But you're not different, you're the exact same person. And it pisses me off because people always kind of go, but like, your dad was your coach, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. The responsibility is on me to be there, to do things. I mean, no matter what anyone says, I have to be there. I could have simply went, go fuck yourself.
I've said it, and I've said this about coaches on this as well. It's like, there's no doubt, like, I'm a coach now, and I love it. It's my passion, you know what I mean? And it's not your passion, don't do it, I think. Because, but you have to get up. You have to run in the cold. You have to cut the weight. You have to walk in and fight, which is the hardest part, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy. I was in a school this morning doing 2 talks out in Lusk, and I was explaining to the kids out there, and I do as many talks in the schools and as many talks in prisons and all the stuff I can do, because it feels like I can get to them and tell them something. Like, the idea of, like, we are the same. We are the same. I am like you. This is my story, and this is where I came from. And then you see some of them sitting there going, like, I have 2 parents, and they love me, and they drop me off, and I'd be like, my ma didn't give a shit whether I went left or right. Now, not in a bad way. She just had her own stuff going on, and it was just heavy traffic. You know what I mean?
Like, I spoke to your kids downstairs there, who are doing the little stuff with it.
It's a great little program.
It's a brilliant little program with them. But what they don't know, and if they watch this back, they may not see it. I probably took more inspiration from speaking to them than they have took from me. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy showing that, like, we are normal, we are the same. Yeah. And no matter what's happening in life, you can be who you want to be. You don't have to be the product of your environment. You can break the cycle. And too many people just fall into the cycle, but everybody can break it. Anybody can break it.
And the mad thing is that the media is what picks up on the cycle. So it's very rare that they pick up on, like, think about the amount of media attention you got when you, I won't say you done something negative, because I think it was something positive, you know, but when you done something negative, as I was just about to say there, you have 2 fighters sitting here talking about, not about the money, not the idea about getting a better world for us all to live in, but they would look at me and you as fighters, and they'd be like, you're icky, you know what I mean, you're dirty. But as I said, we're the guys that should be running, I think, because we are the ones with the true empathy, true compassion, true mercy in ways, and not only that, true being humbled. We've been humbled many times in the gym, in the ring. It's a mad story. Anyway,
it is.
When you found out you were starting to go to the Olympics, because I would have loved to go to the Olympics as a kid, for anything, for bowls, for anything. The idea of someone sitting down and you're like, right, you're walking back to your house with your bag now, and it's a possibility. Well, you could be going to fucking Olympics,
yeah. Now, listen, I could look back at my Olympic cycles, because I've done 2, and like, I could look back with regret and go, fuck, why did I stay for the second one? I could have been much further on in my pro career and be in probably a better place. But I don't regret it. I don't, because where I am now, who I am as a person, what I achieved, being Ireland's first ever male world champion as an amateur. No, and it's only one since. No, that's never happened in how long the amateur boxing has been going on. I'm the only one, and first one ever. So that's, for me, that's special. But that's one of the reasons that I really don't regret it. But at the same time, the Olympics is like only like I think it's like not 0.1% of the people in the whole world ever get to even experience it, and I've done it twice.
That's amazing.
Like when I went to London in 2012, I was very lucky to have Paddy Barnes, and I'll be honest. And people, I could sit and go, it was amazing. But I'm lucky because he was my older. He's what, about 5 years older, 4 years older than me.
40, isn't he now?
He looks about 40 anyway.
I watch him on Twitter. He's a funny little fucker.
He's brilliant, and it was his sense of humour and his kind of go fuck you attitude, which I was like. No, I was like starting back and laughing because I was always like waiting up, telling him to do things. No, but if I ever needed something said, like, because I was only a kid when I went to the first Olympics, what, 18, 19, I kind of let Paddy do the shit talking about it. Here, they're fucking not letting us, or they're not paying our money yet. Get our fucking money. He would have went going crazy. I just had to like spark the fire. And
you were the petrol, yeah. That's what I was about to say.
He just goes. But and then with him in London 2012, like he made I could have been walking about going, it's the Olympic Games. It's the Olympic Games. It's the Olympic Games. But Paddy he just made a crack. What me and him done was like just running around messing about in the Olympics. See who get the most selfies, the most famous people. I've run about Serena Williams, all this here, going, what the fuck, it's mental. But then we were getting on bikes. Like we stole the Team Ireland bikes, like the coaches, like the leaders' bikes. We stole them. We watched them putting the wee laps in there. Got the bikes.
You can take the boy out beach mouth.
You never take it. No, never. But we used to fly about the village and like kept going past like the Australian block and just going, good day mate. They're just pissing the Australians off. They come out and chased us and all. It was fucking brilliant.
But these are Olympians, like, imagine jumping out and chasing Olympian boxers and he catches and it's like, alright, what do we do now?
Well, we're small, so
yeah. We're small, 2 liver shots, bang, to the liver.
But
to the body.
It was fucking brilliant. Like it was the London 2012 was just really, really special. It was much better run and much better kind of setup than what happened in Rio, because Rio was barely finished. The state of how Brazil and all is, and like their financial kind of crisis, what they're in. Toilets and all were broke, electric didn't work, there was no Wi-Fi. It was just like, it was mental.
And you're in Brazil.
The village wasn't even finished.
And you're like, you're going to London or you're going to Brazil.
It's people fucking speak English in London, so you can actually talk and understand what you're doing. But you go to Brazil and you go, I need this, and Portuguese mate don't speak English, you know what I mean? So it's crazier, but it was a great experience. I loved it, still loved it. Had my family out. Was in a position I could have brought my family. A good old sports funding, done well for me.
How does this work? We need to get
this is why I think it's a joke, because MMA,
it's heavy, isn't it?
Mixed martial arts doesn't have any funding from like the Sports Council, which is a joke, because 100% you could see MMA, fighting MMA, not just all different martial arts. You can see the fighting MMA becoming a part of Olympic sport because how big it's got. It's like, let's be honest, it probably has more fans than boxing has right now.
Well, the thing I love about boxing and MMA that we got me in is I love both of them.
Yeah,
I was more
people keep thinking like they're competing. Sure, I don't understand it either. Like
it's like drugs in a way. Like let's put it out there. You got heavier if you're going further, and that's what MMA did. Where some people went on and some people stayed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So where I am with the boxing and MMA is, I was a little bit shocked that, I don't know, it was kind of like, I felt like futile from the boxing community. But I was like, I thought we were all the same. You're not the same as me, son, in a way. And it's like, we didn't mean it like that, you know. Now listen, we don't take it.
No, 100%. Like, what annoys me when people talk about MMA, and you hear it all the time, like, it's not sport, it's brutal, you can't be doing that. But it is sport, because there's technique in it, there's discipline in it, there's work that goes into 10-14 weeks training camp. It's not just two guys walking in and going, let's go.
I know.
You know what I mean? Even all the little blocks and stuff, I hate anybody choke me, so I never, that's the only reason. I don't like being, I'm claustrophobic enough, so I don't want no one choking me, but I love watching it. You know what I mean?
But you're right there saying there is so much goes on. And the thing is, like, we admire boxing so much. As I was saying to you out there, like I'm a fan of boxing in the way of like, I don't watch boxing in a way of like where it's like, right, Anthony Josh is fighting to make sure we get a few beers and we watch. Not that fan. Yeah. I'm a fan of where I'm watching people, and all of a sudden I'm on YouTube and it's 3 hours later and I'm in the 50s in a white and black way, you know what I mean? In a black and white thing, because somebody suggested how someone threw something, and I'm watching and I go,
You went down the rabbit hole.
that's different. And it could be hours. Like I remember in Iceland when we were training over there, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night and Connor would be over and he'd be watching boxing, he'd be watching all sorts of stuff like, and he'd be like, "Do you ever see the way such and such throws this?" And you'd be like, yeah. And then he just wouldn't answer you. You know what I mean? And he'd be like, "Oh, we don't know. Is he awake or asleep? We don't know what's going on." But he was obsessed. He still is obsessed with it. And the idea of how it works and the mechanics of it. So like Phil Sutcliffe would have obviously
Phil.
Connor's hands coach. And
Yeah.
you know, like, so Phil would have gone to the Olympics himself. So,
European bronze medalist.
So you have this pedigree that's already in boxing.
Yeah.
Well, I feel MMA is kind of only getting this pedigree into
That's
it.
it, right? I mean, and you know, Connor's going to be going down in history, and yourself are going to go down in Irish history as like the founding kind of fathers of MMA in the country. I mean, these are the ones who have brought the spotlight to it. No, was it here before the UFC? Really? Let's be honest. No one gave it any attention before you kind of moved into that.
Yeah, no, that day in Dublin literally blew it out of the water. That was like the bowling ball. Like people were throwing pebbles for a while, and then there was the bowling ball.
Yeah.
Boom, and it was so many different communities sparked fires.
What gets me? Like it's amazing the fan base it has, because like you get a show in Belfast, fantastic show. Top fighters, and may not sell out. Maybe it's only a 2,000, 3,000 arena, but then you get someone coming up like James Gallagher,
yes,
or Kiefer,
yes,
and you look at them and they're selling out the 3 arena, and like they might not know them personally, but they obviously do now, because they've just been going down rabbit holes and following back their MMA careers, and you see the arena buzzing. Like the way it has people buzzing, I think it's amazing. Like you see the atmosphere at those MMA fights now recently here in the country, and it blows me away, because boxing doesn't always get that.
No, and it is, in the idea in MMA is we're still young in a way that the boys are doing amazing. I'd love to see what the boys do, especially the idea of them getting paid as well for it, because they're getting paid and they're moving on. And they put the hours in, so they're the old school lads. You know what I mean? Now there is some people that come to the sport and they're here a week and they're higher than people that are, say, yourself. It'd be like me putting someone above you on a card and being like, "Yeah, but he sells more tickets than you, so shut your mouth." It's like, yeah, but that's not really the way it
boxing
works.
as well, isn't it? Like it's the same. I mean, it's whoever sells the most tickets.
What do you think about all of this madness going on with the celebrity boxing thing? So there's like a celebrity kind of...
It's a joke. Listen, first one, so be it. No, it is what it is. They're making money. Happy for them. Yeah. They don't need to make money because they're alright millionaires, but at the same time, happy for them. Go and make your money, but don't continue it on. I see this now, this next one, your man's brother, Jake Paul or whatever his name is, he's fighting against some other guy, and like I seen the head-to-head where your man like touches him, like trying to push him, because your man goes, "I've got your nose." Like, what shit? Is it real? Is it going to... It sells to people, because people are like, live too much people. I'm going to get on this point, because too much people live on the internet and live in social media and live in all this here. Like, these guys are famous from YouTube, from just running about being who they are, being like showing, like acting dickheads, doing stupid things and going, "Look at us." So, like, it's a bit like Jackass,
exactly,
but on the internet. You know what I mean?
That's a good way of looking at it.
And like all these people are just tuning in, and so be it, they're making money, but don't. I feel like now it's starting to make, when you're the first one, brilliant, sold out, so much people watched it, class, well done. But now you're starting to make a mockery of the sport. I mean, you're giving these guys are making money more than like someone who's probably listen, I would prefer a journeyman who's probably lost 200 fights, because that's some achievement to even box 200 fights or 100 fights even, that's some achievement. You'd rather see him go in and make the kind of money which these guys are making. These guys are just coming in and going, "I'm going to show how tough I am. Look at me, I'm actually a boxer. Look, it's the same guys, know what it is." Well, it kind of annoyed me for a while, but then I just let it go. When the white collar stuff started, I was like, these guys are really actually thinking they're boxers. They're actually telling people when you're on the, "I'm a boxer," but you're not. You're a white collar fighter.
And
you know what I mean?
is like a MMA or a professional boxer or a boxer.
Professional boxer, but you only do white collar fights. You know what I mean? That's it.
That's a one and all.
So like that I feel that kind of takes away from the sport, and I feel this is kind of the same, only on a bigger stage. Awful lot of money. So I don't begrudge anybody making money, because listen, you make as much as you
Make as
can,
much money.
but
Yeah, no, I agree.
at the same time,
Here's a few things about that. Is I heard someone saying, right, that some of these guys that are fighting 1 and 2 fights have made more money than Roberto Duran. You know what I'm saying? I thought, like, you're this now. It's not about people not making money, but we're now creating a situation where we can probably never get these greats again, because you either have the following or you don't. You can't be just a tough people with hands of stone knocking motherfuckers out. People, all of a sudden you start, oh look, who's this guy? Because it's just so oversaturated with, I don't know, glitter or something like that. Something that doesn't belong there, you know.
It really doesn't. It doesn't belong.
Now we admire people that put the work in. So people that put the
100%
work in, like, I have to say, that guy Admiral Geordie Shaw, like, anytime I look at his Instagram,
he's actually, it's like, I've seen him and excellent marble he's doing, because he's giving it a go. He's giving it a real go. He wants to be a fighter. He doesn't want to have a fight. He wants to be a fighter, and fair play to him. Listen, he may not be the most talented guy in the world, but it takes an awful lot of balls that he was doing, because he's getting against real fighters, not going against other celebrities. He's getting against real fighters. You see, I think there's one coming out against all these celebrities doing it against each other.
Called Fame.
So this I think that's going to be a load of shit. But
they've done it already. But the thing is, the people that are endorsing it are actually good names in MMA, which is the worst thing, because the money, you know your money, and it's horrible because. So that's why, to me, the whole we've gone this conversation. The idea of getting Sport Ireland to recognise MMA as a sport, and then be able to fund some of these athletes coming up where they don't have to take the jump to be like, right, I've got to go and be stupid on Twitter or Instagram. I can't be myself and be a fighter, because we're going to miss out on the characters, because we're going to end up creating the same person over and over again, because that's
not everybody can be Conor McGregor.
No, and
it seems like everybody in MMA wants to be that because of what it brings.
And see, Conor was that back in the day.
I've been told that he was like, I'm friends with Joe Clark. You might know Joe Clark, do you?
Oh no, Joe, yeah.
So Joe, I'm
we
good
nearly
with
fought Joe back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah, Joe's armbar king he was. Poor guy, pull that arm off.
He doesn't do it no more. I don't know why. He was brilliant.
Yeah, tough fucking kid, man.
Like, he was one of the first people I know done it. And you know what? Me and Joe grew up together, good mates.
St. James he's from, isn't he?
Went down to the caravan with Joe, and he was like, come on, we'll do this here. So I was like, I was boxing at the time anyway, but he was like, first thing I went through the punch, and he kicked me in the shin, and I went, big bloody lump in my shin. I was like, fuck's sake, what'd you do that for? I was like, nah, sorry, Joe. I've seen Joe fight in the street here, like, nah, sorry.
Man, I'm telling you now.
Seen him experience someone in the street and like pile driver and the ring is brilliant.
I seen him in the King's Hall pulling guard on somebody. Like, that's jumping up, wrapping your legs around.
He's mental. He was mental. Like, he'd pull off some mad stuff. Like,
yeah.
But
I would love to see him go again. Still keep going.
Listen, he actually could have done something. My dad actually trained him as a boxer, and he actually won like a intermediate title or something. Had him really good as like his stand up, because that's where he wanted to go in there, stand up. But when he was stopping people and stuff, some fella, I think if he watched this, Dennis Morse, I think it was Joe Clark, stopped him. He's like helping do boxing Ireland promotions now, and Joe Clark stopped him and knocked him out.
And just went back to his gaff.
Then went back to the gaff.
Oh, stop! But that's what it's like, you know what I mean?
It's mental, like. But
you get these animals in your house in the state that just, if they put the work, if you could stick a chip in the back of them, that was like dedication, motivation, turn up.
Yeah.
He's an animal.
He could have been, but he was the one said to me, he says, like, he was always like, he's calling people out and going crazy, like, and talking all like, yeah, like in the head, it's not like, I'm gonna kill you and all serious. Like, he's always like that. So like, when it's natural, it's better. You know, when it's natural, it has to be natural. I think from an outside, people can tell when someone's faking it.
The original, isn't it? The original. And the idea is, like, I remember Conor running around the little mat we had, and he used to be like, we're multiple world champions at the end of training, when you'd be doing at the end of the, we're buena mas gaffs we are. You know what I mean? And you'd be just like, he's mad. I love him, but he's fucking mad. He's the same energy as me, and I love it. Cause, you know what I mean? Because he thought I was the only one. That was a little bit mental, you know what I mean? I can see this going somewhere too, mate. You know what I mean? Let's jump on, have a go with it. No, please leave that from the start, 100%. But as I said, my fear would be that, and you mentioned the white collar thing as well. Now, I love the idea of people
100%
training, but
and I like that. I like to push up, but at the same time, I don't like the people who kind of take their white collar things and then bring it out and be like walking down the street and go, I'm a fighter. You're not. You're just a white collar guy. No, don't disrespect the sport.
Yeah. We're happy for you, but don't get too lippy. You know what I mean?
That's he's basically celebrities who are doing the fights. They're white collar fighters who I would actually like to get another white collar fighter, train them and just let them punch the head of them, because you could do that. That's very easy.
Oh, great. Look, I think the idea is if you are going in to fight somebody, that you go in and fight somebody that can fight. Because you get a lot of this, right? Say guys that want to go in and fight and they say, yeah, but like, we haven't fought before. Yeah, but you're going in as professional level. Right? There's a professional level is not the start. 1-0 is not the start. There's a guy behind you, right? And he's had 700 fights. You know what I mean? Hundreds of fights in a way. And now he's going to turn pro. Pro is the last 20%, I think.
Nah,
you know?
no, what you do, if you get with them guys, what I would do is I would go, okay, you're going to fight this guy who's a journeyman, and they'll still beat you.
Yeah.
100%.
Journeyman, like, and they're tough as fuck, them boys. Do you ever see that program, Journeyman?
Oh, it's terrible. I don't like to watch. I don't like listen to the reality of what actually happens.
Because no, listen, you're
scary.
You're past that already. Yep. You've good management as well, so pull the plug.
Oh, that's it, 100%.
So when you got robbed, right? You go to that spot, because that's the famous spot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would say it was a positive what you were doing. You were standing up to the man. You were still like
100%.
putting it to, listen, this is not right, and I don't agree with it. So go fuck yourself. Now, I heard that you were going to stick your fingers up in anyway.
So like,
what happened there?
Obviously, I've boxed. I've lost about 14 or 15 times in the amateurs, and probably 5 or 6 of them in Ireland, and the rest kind of internationally. Or maybe about that actually. So I've been screwed over a good lot of times before, and when I was going to qualify for Rio 2016, we entered this thing called the World Series of Boxing, which is basically professional boxing. No head guards, smaller gloves, no vest, over 5 rounds. And you get signed up to like a franchise team. So I was signed up with the Italia Thunder, me and Paddy Barnes, and we got to be their number one. So you usually get paid, and I've boxed in teams in the previous years and got paid good money. But for the Olympic year, they let us be their number one fighters if we guaranteed not to take no money. I says 100%. If it gives me a quicker route, because Ireland don't have a team. Right. If it gives me the first opportunity and the best opportunity to qualify, I don't need the money. As long as I'm going to the Olympics, I don't care. So done that. You're boxing every 2 weeks. In different countries. So our home was Italy, so we're always in different countries. There wasn't like we're one at home, one at the thing. So I boxed 7 times, 14 weeks. During this time, my missus had a baby.
Oh, nice.
My daughter, my firstborn, and
it's mad, that, isn't it?
It's crazy. But like,
firstborn, yeah.
So I have 2. It was 20, 23, 24. I think.
2 girls or a boy?
A girl and a boy. Girl first, boy.
Gentleman's family. So I have 2 boys.
So my brother actually just had a baby about an hour ago. Wee girl.
Congratulations, man.
So that's his second girl. So I was saying
so you were
when that done, I was screwed over 2 fights, and I thought it's like a table, like a Premier League kind of thing. Right. And where I wasn't, I was second in the table. And the Russian fellow who actually fought in the Olympics, he was on the other like there's 2 like kind of tables, but then in the middle. So he actually won his fight. It was coming up to the last fight. I was second, and the guy who got the decision over me, he's a Russian, but he was boxing for Azerbaijan. He got the decision. He was top, and I was still second. And then the Russian won, and he won it. He was fighting the night before I boxed the last fight, so he was going to win. I knew he was going to win. He was fighting in Ukraine, but it was the time when all the Crimea stuff was happening, and I flashed up on the screen 5-0 Ukraine. I was like, I qualified, sorted. Then the real scores come up, and they all Russians basically all won. I was like, fuck's sake, I went crazy in the hotel in I was boxing in Venezuela this time, because I boxed Azerbaijan, Italy about 3 or 4 times, Kazakhstan, Venezuela. That was the 3. That was the 3 I boxed away, and then the rest were at home in Italy and in Venezuela. Training were all favelas and all that. It was unreal, like surreal, very surreal. So it says I went fucking crazy, fucked the battle across the room, went mental the night before, because it's like I can't qualify because I need the guy who's number one, who got the decision over me, to lose against the guy who I stopped from Puerto Rico. I was like, it's not going to happen. So he was boxing the exact same time as me, so I wouldn't have known. So I said that I'm not qualified, I'm going pro. That's what happened. This was in April 2015, 19th of April 2015, and the year before the Olympics. because I still could have qualified after, but the route was much longer.
Course, yeah. That sounds like a long route on its own.
It is 14 weeks
14
non-stop,
weeks,
but like
7 fights.
you know you're guaranteed at the end, whatever it is. Whereas when you're going through a tournament, even though it's like a full tournament, you have about 6 or 7 fights in there day after day, so it's actually harder.
And do you get points then as well?
Nah, when you're doing the tournaments in the league thing, I think you get points.
Yeah, but would you collect the points towards qualification?
No. It's not a point system. It's like where you get to. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I went and said to my dad, I said, "Listen, I'm going pro. So see this fight tomorrow. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to try and knock this guy out. I don't care. I'm not even going to try and box him. I'm just going to try and knock him out." He's like, "Don't be doing that. That's stupid." And me, fuck it. No, fuck it. No, he's boxing. Fuck him. And then after, know what I'm going to do after? I'm just going to give the fingers. It doesn't go, "Fuck you, cunts, I'm going pro." So it was in my head. That was the beginning of it. That was the beginning of it. Had the fight. Tried to just knock him out. Made it really hard for myself. Won every round. Won 4 rounds and lost 1. But he hit me a shot in the fight and I was like, what the fuck happened there? But
that's a horrible shot to get hit.
Top of the head, I was like, what? My leg kicked out like after. So like, it was that hard and stuff after, and the crowd was just going, "Man, that's real hoist." I was like, I was unbelievable. I loved that.
Heavy.
So I just like clapped the crowd. I was too fucked to give the fingers. Then Paddy ran around and went, "He lost. You've won. You've qualified. You qualified. I was like, what the fuck? Thank fuck I didn't do that. It didn't matter because they done it anyway. It still fucked me over.
Anyway,
but then when Rio happened, I wasn't even thinking about it because I knew I was going to win gold. Well, in my head, I had no doubt. I actually said, so before the draw was made, me and our fighter Steve Donnelly from Ballymena, we were walking around the village with wet in and stuff, waiting on the draw. And Donnelly goes to me, "Who would you want?" I says, "No, what I would love to fight the Armenian first and then fight the Russian for a medal, because he actually beat me and only moved up the weight, but it was really close and I'll destroy him now." So actually before this, I ended up going and doing the normal route to qualify anyway. Even though I qualified, I'd done it anyway because Billy Walsh, who was the head coach, says, "We're going to send Kurt Walker, who's actually a friend of mine now, we're going to send him to the qualifiers. If he qualifies, you may have to box off." And me, "Oh, fuck it, I'll just go myself." So I went anyway to stay active. Ended up going to win the World Championships, won the European Championships and won the World Championships, and became the first Irish player. Qualified twice for Olympics basically.
Rapid.
So anyway, I was like,
"2 tickets. I have 2 tickets."
That's what it was.
Two chances for the second one.
2 chances.
No, man.
But so I said anyway, I says, "Oh, that's it. Know what? That's what I want. Draw comes back. You're fighting the Armenian first, and if you win, you're fighting either I think it was the Thailand fighter or the Russian." I was like, "Donnelly, what's going on here? I've just fucking told you what I wanted. I got it." Bang, went in, destroyed the Armenian. Russian robbed right after the Russian was in the ring after me. He robbed the Thailand fighter, probably as bad as what he robbed me. And the Russian coach said to Zor, I didn't know any of this till after. Zor's the head coach of the Irish team, the Georgian.
Yeah, he's a great.
He says to him, "You need to go get help." And his friends Zor, and he says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Oh, my boy, destroy your boy. It's okay. Don't worry." He says, "No, you need to go get help." So apparently, all behind the scenes, my dad, all the coaches were trying to contact Paddy, who was just about to get locked up, probably still in his bathrobe for all the ticket touting and robbing the money. He didn't answer his phone. Apparently they got through to someone that says, "Listen, it's too late. Can't happen." So I wasn't told that. But I remember the night before the fight, my dad was like, "How are you feeling?" I said, "It feels great. I can't wait. It's what I wanted. It's who I wanted to fight. I can't wait. I'll destroy him." I was like, "You can knock him out, And I says, "I know what there is." He says, like, "If you get the opportunity, take him out." And I was like, "Oh, brilliant, sound. You give me the thing, I'll go for it. You're sound." So anyway, in the ring, I went in unknown, not knowing anything. Now after I know that like my family and all were going to the arena and all, because obviously my dad told my brother and stuff, and my mum and dad, Shauna and the missus and Jamie and all were there, and said to them, and they says like they were going to a funeral. It's like they were like, it can't be true, but they kind of knew it was true. Went in there anyway, first round, boxed the ears of him. Come back to the corner and Zora, my dad, brilliant round. Paddy Barnes shooting, he's up behind the TV, she's shooting down the scores. They're fucking dead, because he obviously knew as well. He's down, he's lost the round. They're like, my dad just leaned and went, "They're going to fucking rob you, go in and knock him out." So I just went for it. Went in the next round, almost stopped him. The referee was involved 100%. She's one of the ones that gets sacked and stuff. Kira Sakub or something her name is. I like to mention her name.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
you're on the Henri list, yeah. You and Henri can go fuck yourselves.
So when in anyway, she said to me just before the bout, actually, says, like, walked over to the corner, and like usually when they check your head guard and check your groin guard and gum shield, she says, keep your head up. And I was like, I said to myself, haven't even boxed? What the fuck's she talking about? Keep your head up.
Yeah,
haven't even done
this
that
is boxing, mate.
Alright. So
not darts.
Second round, beat the life out of him. And she kept stopping it and wiping his blood off my head and off his face because I cut him to shreds, but like he was battered and bruised. But she kept stopping it, like even when it didn't need stopped. When I actually thought I could have got him out,
could have finished him there, yeah.
And third round again, went in, and I actually until before the fight, before boxing tomorrow, I watched it with Steve Bunce in my apartment, did a thing for ESPN, and I always thought the third round was probably the most close round, but it was my best round. I actually watched it back and went, wow. Destroyed him again. Decision just called it. I had my hand up. I had a feeling. So it was like, I had my hand up, I was pulling my hand up. I tried to pull my hand up like out there with the ref, and you could see her pull my hand back down, the other hand, but I still had this hand up. And they called out, and I went, fuck. And it just came out of me. I wasn't even thinking about giving fingers, and it just happened because it was already in my subconscious.
Yeah.
Done. Walking out of the ring. I wish I pulled my vest off to say, like, fuck, I'm with your boxing. Standing in the ring, I wish I had stayed in the ring and sat down. I wish I had copied Alexei Vosting, who's actually passed away, was in 2012, died in a helicopter crash in France, unfortunately, so rest in peace to him. But I wish I had copied him and just sat in the ring in the middle of the ring and not moved, because that would have been even more of a statement as a protest. But anyway, walked to the ring. I remember walking past judges, and I was like, spitting for me is one of the most disgusting things to do. I love to spit, but on the ground, not on people. If you're spitting people, I think it's one of the most disgusting things to do, and I wanted to spit on them so bad, but I knew the cameras on me, so then, but I was calling them all the cunts and bastards today. Go fuck yourselves, fuck your mothers, everything. I got there walking around. BBC guy seen me coming and just went, no. RT, God bless them, they just went, come on. they were waiting, bang, straight away, live streamed all around the world. Just spoke the truth, called it. I didn't know the corrupt. I knew from all over the years the corruption.
Of course.
So I called it out. Says they're cheating bastards. There'll always be cheaters. All this here, and it's fucking history what's happened. But you know, for the first half an hour after, before I clicked on the phone or anything, I was like, fucked up, bro. Like, I shouldn't have done that, because it was like, people are not going to want to be associated with someone who does that. Clicked on my phone. Twitter followers went from like 20,000 to like 95,000. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's a good thing.
We're going back out there.
Banged out the Putin tweet. Yeah. Fucking goes viral, saying, how much did you pay them, bro? Tagging Putin. When I've done that, I actually kind of shit myself. But someone's going to hit me a wee umbrella and I'll be dead.
Oh, be careful there, yeah. You will fall down some stairs. You know what I mean? And you know what? All the boys in Ireland will be like, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? Take him. They come in here and take you out, and you'd be like, we're not doing nothing.
But it was fucking mental. I think I remember.
And then the Russian boys are all at the being like, they're banned from all sports now, isn't
drugs,
it?
Apparently, so they're banned. The Russian team are banned from the Olympic Games, but they'll still have the opportunity to compete under the Olympic flag, not the Russian flag. It's kind of thing. But the Russian boxer says, if we are not competing under our flag, we are not competing.
Sure, the bleeding Dagestani's go and bleeding compete under the Russians under whatever flags, whoever's having it sometimes, isn't it?
So they're saying they're not going to go, but I have a feeling they'll still go. The doping in Russia is different level. Like, did you watch the Icarus documentary?
Well, I was seeing Rocky back in the day, though, or even Drago, and he was on the juice back in the day. He ran everybody out at the start, and we all knew. I haven't seen this documentary. What's it called?
Icarus.
Icarus.
It's about the guy, he's cycling, and he starts to kind of dope to see if he can, because he sees all cyclists doping and all, but then he unveils a big Russian doping scandal. It's unbelievable. Like, how they do it, I don't know how to do it. It's some mad KBG freaky shit, but they're the best in the world at doing it anyway.
Yeah, and I have to say, look, I'm as an Irish fighter, I'm proud to say that doping was never something that was kind of even like around the conversation or even considered. It was always like, that's dirty, it's cheating, and don't do it. And I've said it many times, people who dope and take performance enhancing drugs in a combat sport
Yeah.
should be banned for life.
100%. And I think I've said it many times now. I think the top end of boxing are all fucking doping, and it's sickening. Be honest, I think most of the top guys in boxing are doping. Why is the top guys not like I'm consistently calling it out. I'm an advocate for calling it out. I'm calling it out all the time. But like, why is these top guys not calling it out? Why are these top? Why isn't there like 365 testing, random testing all the time for maybe just say, obviously it costs a lot of money, but the government bodies, there's 4 government bodies, WBA, WBC, IBF and WBO. Why doesn't it have the top 20 in every division on 365 random testing? Why?
I know when I was in the UFC, they can knock on your door at any time, and it's USADA, it's every single day.
That's
and
brilliant.
the money is not even nearly the same, and you're living on a radar there, you know, and you piss every single time they come. And
that was me, and I was as an amateur. That was me.
Yeah,
I was tested 4 times in 1 week as an amateur.
That's mad, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And that was like I've been tested. I don't know much things I've tested, and I'm a clean athlete, so I have no problem. You can test me in the morning, I'll be clean. You test me right now, I'll be clean. There's not a thing in my body. And the thing is that it doesn't. When I think about it, people say like, but sure, like, are the people who are doing it? Would you not do it as well because it puts you in a fair play? No, because I know I'm good enough to beat those guys who are doing it. I believe the Russian I fought last time was doping. Did I still take the fight? Yes. Did I get tested for it? No. I tested after, but not before. Not when their cycle is ongoing.
Yeah.
But like, does it bother me if like I don't achieve what I want to achieve because I lost to someone who was doping at the time? No, because I know I'm an honest man, and I know I've done it honestly, and I can live with myself forever for it. No, I'm not the guy who cheated. I'm not a cheater. I'm someone who calls out bullshit. I'm someone who calls out any type of fucking corruption. I like to call that shit out because it's not part of me.
And you know what the thing is about what you're saying there is they don't understand that your kids have to carry this. Like we had TJ Dillashaw in MMA, which was like, how many fights has he won where he didn't get caught using EPO, alright? And now the idea is he's nearly off a ban now. He'll be back soon and he'll fight again. And the thing is, all the people that fell off the ladder, so you know how fighting works, the dog-eat-dog world, were coming up and you're like eliminating people and they just fall and you never see them again. And it's a sad kind of world that you live
100%.
in. He knocked people off that ladder on EPO in a fight. He will fight again, and he will make more money. He will still earn. That person's probably...
What did he get, a 4-year ban?
2.5 years or something like that. I'm not too sure what it is, but like...
Boxing.
But he's automatically... So he's off getting loads of surgeries now, and what he'll do is he'll have that all of that in his body, like all the stem cells, all that stuff while he's going through all of this, and he'll come back as a brand new man. Now, the thing is, you know how it comes to like that mental part of it. I would hate to be standing in a dressing room without it in my body if I'd been using it my whole career, and then all of a sudden I'm like, right, it's gone.
Bang.
It's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't fix that.
The doubt will creep.
The doubt will creep into you. The Falls Park.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Unbelievable. That's something, I'll be honest, I didn't imagine. It just happened.
So an outdoor event about, I don't know, 100 metres where you grew up, where you grew up.
It's actually like 5-minute walk from my man's house. So when the concerts are on in the field, in the park, they don't even go around, just sit in the garden because they're just getting it all for free. Even though it's a free festival for the people, they're still not having to move from their house.
Best seats in the house.
Unbelievable. Literally a stone throw away from my man's house at the minute. A wee bit more from where I grew up. It'd be about 5-minute drive from where I grew up, but somewhere I've kind of a beaked from school.
That means going on the hop. We'll translate that for you. On the beak. Beak down here means cocaine.
Oh, fuck.
No, sorry, not down here. In Liverpool. In Liverpool, in England, anyway, beak is cocaine. So that means on the hop from school, so mitching off.
That's where all I happened. Had many fights in the park. It was the first one fought and got paid for.
You're like, I'm actually 8-0 in this park already. Do you know that?
Nah, I got a kick in it before.
Did you? Yes.
Bad group of fellas. So
bastards.
I've obviously done things I shouldn't be doing in the park. So
great park for it.
Yeah, it's massive and it's mental. So attached to the graveyard as well.
Yeah.
So it's a mental place, and for me to box there in a bloody purposely built arena, which hadn't been done before. The way it was done, the magnitude it was done, was just like something that I couldn't imagine. And then the most surreal thing, I'll be honest, of the whole thing, was when I was driving through the park in a van, like from just a wee 2-minute drive from where the wee dressing room was, where my dressing room was, because it was indoor. There's a wee bowls bit in the park. It was in there. Driving around the park in a van to get to the walkout stage. I'm like, fucking driving through the Falls Park in the car. What the fuck's going on here? Like, it was a bit mad. Like going down a wee pathway where we used to try and knock conkers down to the tree and everything. That was surreal.
Is it no matter what stands out in them little moments, isn't it?
The music, when you hear the music at all, like everybody going, like, I was driving around, and obviously, all these commercial songs like with Sweet Caroline, and it's all like attached to the drinking kind of party. But
it's like, look at the mad atmosphere. It's like, mate, you could stick that on the funeral home and it's still gonna jump.
So that was going on when I was driving around the park. I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, but then when I stood out on the stage and Grace played,
heavy. I can imagine why everybody
was just going singing it. I used it every time I boxed. And the way it just gets balanced is just special.
Oh, it's heavy. That's like a Sweet Caroline, but it's like it's the top shelf.
Yeah.
That's the Middleton rare of it.
It is 100%.
It is. 100%. See with the ring when they're doing that. Did he cover it with a glass thing, or what's it like being outside for him?
So they have the canopy, going up the big canopy, like it's like an outdoor thing. And if it's rain, which it was at times during the fight, there's the TV lights of the ring keep it dry.
So it's warm. It's like an old, is it?
It's warm.
Is it actually nicer outside or what?
It's lovely. I didn't know what way it was going to be. Did I wear anything? No, I didn't. I didn't wear anything on my feet or nothing. Like walking to the ring.
Yeah, we'd be into that fresh, like out, especially out in the open, fresh air.
So, and the walk out, like I started to walk fast, coming out, and then I went, like when I got to like the little bit where it's just long and I had to walk to the ring, I made sure, because I said before, too much of these fights happen, and you never really live in the moment. As a fighter, you don't live in the moment really. You get the fight done and then you're on to the next thing.
Yes.
I said to myself, I'm gonna fucking enjoy this. I'm gonna take in every single bit of this. And I did. I walked out, stood on the stage, let Grace play, then let the people sing come on. And then like I had to make my walk down off the stage, which no one even told me I had to do, because they thought I was going to go the other way, but I knew I had to go back this way. So I banged down the stage, and then fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers Can't Stop, and I just went, whoa, let's go.
3 tunes while I'd be bleeding like a rocket in there.
Fucking 6 minutes. Who has fucking 6 minute walk-ins?
Nazim.
That's it. It's who I've got the inspiration from.
Absolutely, you learned the right
And all
way.
the time, my opponent's standing in the ring having to listen to it, even though I think his dad put earbuds in, so he couldn't hear anything.
Did he?
But he still heard that. Like, you couldn't not hear it.
If someone starts sticking earbuds in my head, I'd be like, get away from me, because that's gonna make him think that it's gonna affect me, and it's not.
Yep.
It's not. I used to bop after me opponent's tunes.
You have to,
It was a good tune. It's good. It's a shy tune. It's a nice and opportunity. That's what I was saying to him, you know what I mean? And so Paddy's Day.
Yep.
You're boxing the nut off on somebody on Paddy's Day. I'll be fucking watching that. Yeah, tell us the info.
St. Paddy's Day, MSG, for the fucking 7th or 8th time now. So
Barely.
fourth time main event in there. Special place. Treated like a king by all the MSG family. Really, really good place.
Nice one. And Paddy's Day having a knock in MSG. You can't be.
Paddy's Day number 4.
Paddy's Day number 4.
Connor walked out in the first one.
I remember watching it. Yeah, that was a cool situation. I said that was a bad situation, was it?
Well, it was mental because so much was going on, so much madness was going on, and like I'm honest, I'll be straight honest. See, the day of a fight, I'm shit myself 100%. Before a fight, I shit myself. But when I'm in the ring, it's gone, everything goes.
Yeah,
but like
that's normal.
It's like at 12 o'clock in the day. I'm like, want to wake up tomorrow and it's all over.
I know.
And then I was like, it's my debut, right? I have all this big amateur play, so much to expect me. I'm headlining Madison Square Garden in a 6-round event, a 6-round fight, main event. What the fuck is going on? Plus, I have the biggest star in sports, not just MMA, in sports, walking me to the ring. A lot of expectations here. So I just went, I'm not lying. When I watch it back, it's like, fuck me. Someone just gave me speed and I just had to try and like fucking get it over and done with as quick as possible. Didn't box anywhere near my ability. Just tried to fucking rush it and get it done. Wanted to finish, get over. Get on the ropes, went buck mad. But fuck me, it was special. So listen, for fucking boxing MSG, no matter what, there's always going to be special. But to do it on your debut as a main event with Conlan in the ring and stuff, and walking me to the ring in the change room. I mean, because it's the theatre of MSG, the change rooms are fucking small. And I was like, you have someone who probably filled the change room just with his presence in there, with your coach wrapping your hands, your cup man, your brother, your dad, and the room is packed, and everybody else is there, and like video cameras, Dora's there, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm sitting there. I didn't even warm up. I done like a few bit of top and pat. I didn't do any loosening around. I sat in the change room, got my hands wrapped, went out, done tapping the pads, and had to walk to the ring. I was like, fuck me. What the fuck? What Grayson all played that time too. Fuck me, that was special.
It's a heavy situation, isn't it, for fighters?
Mental.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's they don't get a lot of, as much as the respect as I think they should get, you know what I mean, fighters, because it's a special thing that fighters do, and there's special lessons learned there to be able to pass on to people.
100%. And I know what, I'm very fortunate that, you know, obviously a lot of fighters, most pros who turn pro come in and they're on the undercard of someone they're probably on, maybe even after the main event. And it's not nice, but it's just the way the game is. Whether it's MMA or boxing, if you're making your debut of your thing, you're not really going to be up there that quick. Well, nowadays with social media, you know, people are. Yeah. But you know how it was. You know, you're always kind of low on the card. I was coming in with the spotlight on me from day one, and it has been for the whole time. So I'm fortunate that way, but I'm also cursed that way. Is that I'm always going to be criticised much more than anybody else, because pro boxing and amateur boxing are completely different. No matter how much fight I've had, they're completely different sports. And for me, I'm still learning my trade. Well, not now. I feel like I'm almost there. I'm almost getting to the peak. But I had to learn the kind of pro trade under the spotlights, whereas, you know, I could be fighting on a 6-round fight later on after the main event. No one's watching. Go in, do the job, make a few mistakes, but go back and fix them. There's no problem. Nobody's going to talk. Whereas on social media, and I'm at fault at this. I let these people basically come into my living room and say, you're fucking shit, because that's what you do with social media when you feed into the negative energy.
Even if you win, they will say this as well.
So no matter what, I'm winning. I'm getting a negative criticism, and I'm sitting there. I don't even look at any criticism or anything no more, because I don't give it attention, because how I explain it is, if you listen and take offence to what someone says who goes on computer and just writes, Joe Blogs writes, you are shit. How are you even getting these things? Why are you boxing? You are crap. It's basically me going, okay, Joe, come on in the living room. What is it? Thank you, mate. Cheers. I'll take that. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's what social media is. You're letting people into your living room to give you advice which you wouldn't take from fucking your worst enemy.
So next, we leave it at the last bit. What's next? Where can we see it in 5 years?
5 years.
I know you're probably going to be on the end of the. What's going to happen in 5 years?
5 years. I'll be with my family somewhere very nice, away from the sport. Listen, I'm not one of these guys who's going to say wants to be in the sport forever. I know what boxing can do to people if they stay too long. You know, you love boxing. Boxing doesn't love you. It's a simple thing. You know what I mean? And I'm very
abusive relationship, 100%. Isn't it?
and I'm very clued in that. I'm not dumb. I'm not. I know I know I won't be in the sport in 5 years. I don't want to be in the sport in 5 years. If I'm going to be honest, I want to be out of it before I'm 33, which is 5 years from now. But before that, I want to be out. So 32 is kind of the age I have made, which, you know, I hope is the age that, you know, I will be gone, and I hope I've earned enough, and I know I will. So I know I'll be world champion. It's going to happen. It's just a formality. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's what I'm on this earth to do, is go and do that, be that. But then after, who knows what I'm going to be doing? Who knows what sport I'll be in? Who knows what career I'll choose? I'll be honest, I don't know yet.
I know what as 33 is still a young age, yeah. You know what I mean, and the country is probably in one of the most flourishing states that it could be, I think, in a way that we're at a moment where it's either going to go really, really bad or it's going to go really, really well, and that's just being Australia, you know. That's what I think, especially with the South. Could you ever see yourself throwing your hand in?
Possibly, aye. Possibly, it would
I
be
think you'd be
something.
very
It
good at
would
it.
be something that would I'd be interested in, because I'm a very family orientated, community orientated person. I don't like the state of my community, which it's in now, and the mental health state of things in my own community. It's very, very sad. Actually, got me real upset. Very recently, I went back and spoke to my missus and said I need to do something about this, because, and I broke. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be straight up. I broke down and I was like, it's not even like it's people who are like close to me, but it's just seeing what's happening to my people. I need to do something about it. So it's definitely something that I could find myself, falling into. It'd be something that I'd be interested in, something I would need to really think about, because I don't have a background in like politics or anything, but it would be something I would be interested in getting into. So definitely it'd be something. Could be that avenue. Could be something else. Could be sailing off into the sunset in Bermuda or something like that. I don't know. I could have earned that much money, made that big paycheck, which it's the little 1%, but if you believe it, you can achieve it.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm telling you, and what you're talking about there, the same idea. That's the reason why I am in the situation I'm in, because my own community is the same way, and it's across Europe. It's all the way to America. It's the world at this moment.
For me, in Belfast, there's a suicide epidemic, 100%. Like, there's people left, right, and center. Like, so do you know, this is that's going to probably blow you away. Do you know there's been more people since the Good Friday Agreement have died from suicide than actually died as direct result of the Troubles?
And why don't we hear the government on the north and the south talking about this? Why isn't this the thing that they point out when they're trying to blacken the other parties that are actually trying to fix the communities?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's like more people are starting to give it awareness now, but like one of the thing that stood out for me, and kind of just I've seen it so many. I have friends throughout the years who have passed away through suicide, and the thing that stood out to me was 11-year-old kid, boxer. Boxer. That wasn't like really in. I don't know if he was. I don't know actually if he was really into boxing or not. But he went to the club and he had a few fights. He took his own life, and for me, having 2 kids, now growing up in the city which I love, and seeing the state it's in, so many like West Belfast. I think West Belfast is the highest suicide rate in Europe.
Oh, and the
Why?
thing is,
it could be post-traumatic stress from the Troubles.
This is exactly what it is, because as you said right at the start of this, there's a deep pain in Belfast, and it runs deep, right, and it goes into the youth, and you can see it in a lot more people's eyes in there than
And
you can see down
even
here.
if these kids don't even know what the Troubles are, haven't experienced them, this kind of stuff is still in their DNA, and maybe comes down through their parents unknowingly, subconsciously. But like when you get kids at 11 doing this, like they just don't understand what they've just done.
But they are
don't
peace
understand-
process
they don't know why
kids
they're
in a
doing
way,
it.
and the idea is that. But the only way you can think we can ever fix it, and I tried to do, is like I thought, like you said, you mentioned, registered in my head. You said I'm walking down the street with a guy from Ballymena, and I know for a fact that would never ever happen. Like, would it be rare for him to walk down the Falls Road with you at
Well,
times?
he's a Catholic, so he would be alright actually.
And he lives in Ballymena.
But listen, it's alright. Like Carl Frampton can walk through my area. It's
Brilliant.
no problem.
But this is what we want. You know what I mean? Now there is still them last, as I said, people
It'll take a while.
They will. Yeah, no, they will. But the burden on your community, the worst thing you could ever do as a burden on your community is to pass on your hate, and hate that doesn't really exist.
I agree.
It doesn't exist. But you get some people that are staunch, and they pass the hate in their communities.
Yep.
And they don't understand that it literally is going to just bring us into this cycle of mental health and suicide, and the time is now. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, that 700 years Iceland got freedom, total freedom, right? Ireland is 100 years behind that because we were taken by pirates. But we're at a situation now where it's took us 100 years to all realise that we're actually all sound. We all get on together, and it's a much better island when we all unite together.
Another thing I think on the mental health side of things is social media.
Oh, massive.
People see all these photos, like see like people like families and all looking really happy, You don't know if 2 minutes before it, which maybe is the fact, 2 minutes before it, this fella's going his way. If you're a fucking cunt, you know what I mean? It's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably arguing, and then they go, cheese, wanker, cheese. So this is the thing. People put up, everybody's going to put up the perfect image of themselves. So what I like to say to young kids is, do not believe a fucking thing on social media, whether it's true or not. Don't fucking believe it. You don't need to feed in it. That's not your reality. Your reality is different. You create your own reality. You don't watch other people's lives. And like, I see myself doing at times going, Mrs. Here, not that there. He's just got a fucking this here and that there. And you're like, why am I doing that?
Why are we saying that? Yeah,
I don't care.
Absolutely, it's like we're being programmed, isn't it?
It's these things. They're like, I don't let my kids on the phones with them. You know what I mean? And like, I read a thing the other day about like kids being overstimulated nowadays. Like back in the day, the kids can't be bored now.
No.
Like
Boredom
when
is
you were
good for you.
when you were bored, you started imagining things and being people. And this nowadays, kids can't be bored. It's like if you're bored, fuck, get them the iPad or something like that. There, it's like
you're right.
it's scary. It's like every too much kids are overstimulated with all this here. They're never alone. Social media, the bullying and stuff, everything that goes on. Like in school, if you had a problem in school, you were bullied in school. You're bullied in school, but you go home and that's it over. You go back in school, you're bullied. But now, if you're bullied in school, you go home. You're bullied on your phone. You're sitting there. You're in your room by yourself, going, "They're calling me fat. They're his." Fucking speak. Talk to people. Get off your phones. Get off social media. Live as a kid. Growing up playing fucking 2-man hunt or fucking tag and all this. You do that as a kid. Messing about. Fucking breaking windows and everything. You know what I mean? You're doing things without social media. Now everything is.
Like if you look at
selfie,
a concert,
know what I mean?
If you look at a concert from a stage,
it's just phones.
First time I went on I done a talk, and when I walked out, first thing that got me was like there was lights, and it's kind of like, oh shit, everyone had their phones, it was all phones, and I was like, that was a little bit like, put the fucking phones down in a way. They say that the devil can appear when people mix the truth with lies. And that's what social media is.
100%.
When you mix the truth with lies, you can't tell the difference between either. And that's the idea where the biggest fights break out.
Yeah.
You're a legend, mate. Absolutely.
Good man. Thank
big
you.
hands, no? I thought you had bigger hands. No,
We have baby hands.
we have massive hands. For the floor, we're both same weight as well.
Baby hands.
Oh, really? Have you broken many?
Have I broken them? No.
Yeah. No.
I broke my thumb before.
Touch wood or something. Oh, really? That sounds fucking sore, was it?
That was just there. It was before I actually started WSB, so I went into the relay competition with a broken thumb. I had the box, but it was like every punch alarm.
But your hands look in good position, like for a boxer as well. That was episode 112. Look after yourself.